You don't get nervous about calling plays, do you?
No, listen, see all this gray here?
Yeah.
All right, I'm done being nervous. All right, you know, obviously, not to make light of it, you know, this is an important game. They're all important, but we want to get a fast start. And, you know, obviously, when I quit getting nervous, then that'll be time for me to retire. And I'm not ready.
Were you expecting to be calling the plays game one? Did you think it was going to go this way?
I don't have any reason to suspect that it wouldn't. All right, I know that the way Coach Haley and I talked about it, it was an ongoing process. So it's really not a big deal. All right, one way or another, I was prepared to do it, and you know, I think that's kind of where we're at.
So those people have the things. Oh, he's never called plays. He doesn't. He can't do this. You kind of laugh at that.
Well. Do I think I'm qualified to do it? Yes. I've been coaching in the National Football League for 34 years. I don't think calling plays is going to be something that I'm not up for.
Can you tell me what you were doing that day, what you remember about the day? What was it like?
I remember it vividly. I was in my office, and Mike Westhoff, who was a special teams coach, said, Bill, turn your TV on. He said, a plane just went into the World Trade Center. And I can't tell you exactly what I said to him, but I thought he was kidding me. And he said, no, turn your TV on. And I turned my TV on, and I saw the second plane hit on TV. And my daughter at that time was working on 55th and Broadway. So the first thing I thought about was my daughter, what was happening. I called her on the phone. She said she didn't know anything, all right, about what had happened. I told her, well, get the heck out of there and go home. And I didn't hear again from her for 8 hours because she did leave immediately, and there was no transportation. She lived across the river in Hoboken. And she actually walked to the river, and there were private boats ferrying people off of the island. The other thing that was a concern, I don't know whether I can say the company, but my daughter and my son both work for Morgan Stanley, and they had just moved their offices, or some of their offices. So I knew my kids, and perhaps even some of their friends might have been in there. So yeah, it was a very traumatic experience. Even if you weren't at ground zero, so to speak, to be 20 some odd miles away from it and knowing that happened. And we were able, as a team, a week later, this is actually 1 week, all of us got in a bus and went down, and we were going to work in the canteens that surrounded the rubble. And we got down there, and then there was another security alert. Somebody had stolen some ambulances, and the thought was they were going to load them up with explosives and ride them into the rescue workers. So they wouldn't let us go in, but I was a block away, and I can't even describe to you. I had eaten at the Windows of the World about 2 months earlier. The building was, unless you've never been there, you couldn't understand how massive it was, and to see it in a rubble just in itself was unbelievable. So yes, and I haven't forgotten it, and I don't think I'll ever forget it, and I know just the anxiety, and my daughter was 30-some blocks away just worrying about, all right, what's happening, what's going on, you know, it's just